Okay, hello everybody. It is me and Daniel back for another week to talk some soccer picks on the Shred the Spread soccer video. We didn't get to do this last week. I did put out a few picks on an article online, so do be sure to check shredthespread.com or on Twitter at shredthespread, because sometimes we might put out some picks that way if we don't get a chance to do a video. And also, if you're watching it, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, be sure to give it a thumbs up, a like, a share, get more people watching, and share the picks. So we want to start off this week and just quickly show the standings. If I can find the share screen. Here we go. 1 second. Can you see this?
Whoa.
Yeah?
That's good for me. I didn't even know it was that high in the standings. Eh?
So as we can see, Daniel is killing it right now. So you should probably just follow Daniel's picks, especially through the video.
There's a lot of pressure now.
Now, Daniel, you hit 3 ties, though, 2 weeks ago, all paying about 3.5 to 1 odds. So that is largely responsible for this jump in the odds. But good job, Daniel.
Thank you.
What do you have to say about your success?
Well, I don't know. I have a good. I had a few good guesses on the type of teams and the type of coaches that were playing last time in the EPL. So that pretty much helped me. But I mean, it's soccer, you know. It's the ball is round, like we say in Spanish, and anything can happen. But yeah, I think we can. I think we can easily predict what's going to happen this week. So let's hope I keep this winning streak for this week. I have 5 very interesting bets, and this time are more risky. So I'm putting a lot of goals in there, and they're gonna pay more. So if I make them, I probably should start putting more money on my bets, in my own bets. That's what I mean.
Yeah, you should actually start personally betting these. You'd be making some money. And then, yeah, so I know our last video, my picks were not good, but last week I put out an article and actually did really well, so at least it got me back up to even. So nobody's lost any money, so that's always a positive. But Daniel, you're killing it. Maybe you'll hit some more ties. We'll see what you got. Speaking of the ball being round, and you never quite know what's going to happen, we had a couple interesting results in Champions League this week. I know I lost one ticket with Ajax drawing Bayern Munich. That sucked. It sucked for me. Not something you would expect. We had Man U drawing. We had Real Madrid drawing. We had Liverpool losing to Napoli. Anything stick out to you?
Well, the first thing that sticks out is how surprising the Italian teams were. They all won. The only team that did not win in Europe was Lazio today in the Europa League. But Roma did an amazing job against Pilsen, 5-0. Napoli defeated the sub champion, the second place of last year's UEFA Champions League. While Juventus had some cardio to do with young boys. It was an easy game, but Italian teams are happy, and the Italian league is really happy. All 4 teams came back home with a victory. It's surprising the defeat from Real Madrid and Manchester United. I don't know what's going on. I think they're going to definitely say bye to Mourinho. The team is not passing the ball well. They're missing a lot of passes in the midfield, losing a lot of balls. They don't have world-class defenders. I guess Mourinho was a little bit right about complaining about that. So I think Manchester United will win this weekend, but there's something big that needs to happen to Manchester United. But the rest of the scores were pretty much what we expected. And on EPL, I want to point out that amazing last-minute goal from Daniel Sturridge against Chelsea from Liverpool. That guy comes in and he just does the job, and he does an amazing job. So Liverpool fans have to be real happy with Daniel Sturridge. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody who had a friend from soccer who had both teams to score in that game. So I was watching it intently, waiting to see if he was going to get that bet, and he got it there last minute. I was watching that Lazio game today. I had both teams to score in that game. There were lots of goals, 4-1, right off the bat. Eintracht Frankfurt scored. Lazio got one. Frankfurt scored again. I think there was a red card for Lazio. That was Europa League. I find there's lots of good opportunities. I almost won a ticket in Europa League today. I had Sevilla lost in the last minutes to Krasnodar. Unexpected. So
Sevilla is a very unexpected team. I mean, sometimes they do the job. They are like a mini Atletico Madrid. Sevilla to me. I mean, they play well. They bring the victory, but they're not an attacking team. They're a team that likes to play and then defend themselves, just save themselves in the back. But yeah, like sometimes that it happens that what happened today, right? Like that plays against you when you're playing against your European team.
4-1 ticket. I had 3 games already came in. I took Arsenal off the ticket, even though they were playing Karabag. Somehow I talked myself out of taking Arsenal because I don't always trust Arsenal. Going to Azerbaijan, this Karabag team is actually pretty good at home. I should have stuck with Arsenal. Threw in Sevilla, lost the ticket, but
I have a friend at work, and he's an Arsenal fan, and I told him like before Juventus played, I said Juventus is about to start his cardio day. He's to practice a little bit passing the ball, just not to lose practice. And today he told me the same thing about Arsenal. We're going to have some cardio day today for ourselves, and that's exactly what happened. They won 3-0, right? Easy victory for them.
Yep. Shouldn't. Sometimes you overthink bets. Today I overthought that. I had Arsenal on. I took them off, but it is what it is. We'll move on to this weekend. And speaking of this weekend, what do you got? What's one of your bets you got?
Yeah. Here we go. See what happens. Okay. Let's start with Lazio Fiorentina in Serie A. They play similar games. I mean, both teams, they look to me the same. Fiorentina is playing better than Lazio, but Lazio is playing at home, and that plays a lot in Rome. It's a big variable to consider. So I'm going to play a tie with goals, both teams to score.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have Manchester United, Newcastle. Newcastle, one of the worst teams in the EPL so far. I don't know what's going on with them, and I think Manchester United would finally get a victory in Old Trafford or Sir Alex Ferguson Stadium, whatever the Manchester United fans prefer to call the stadium. It's going to be Manchester United is going to win with a clean sheet. Newcastle is not going to be able to score.
Okay.
Then we have Liverpool, Manchester City. I'm this close from putting money on Daniel Sturridge making the winning goal, but I'm not going to do that. Just throwing it out, just playing safe. But Liverpool's going to win, and both teams are going to score.
All right. How about I give it a couple so I don't end up just talking forever?
Say that again?
How about I give out a couple too?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll look to a couple EPL bets. I like Leicester and Everton, both teams to score. I'm going to put that with Watford and Bournemouth, over 1.5 goals in the game. You can get even money, just over even money on that, plus 107. I wouldn't even discourage anybody from taking it both teams to score with Watford and Bournemouth, but I'm going to just a little bit safer, get your even money return. 7 out of 9, the last games between Leicester and Everton have seen both teams to score. 10 out of 11 have seen at least 2 goals in the game. Once there was 1 goal. So there's always goals between Leicester and Everton. At least 2 goals. Leicester have, in their last 5 games, 4 of 5 have seen both teams to score. Everton's last 5 games, 3 of 5 have seen both teams to score. And if you look at Watford and Bournemouth, the last 4 head-to-head games have seen 4 goals, 2 goals, 4 goals, and 4 goals between them. Watford's got 3 goals scored in 4 of their last 5 recent games. And Bournemouth, there's 3 goals. No, sorry, Watford hasn't scored 3, but Watford has seen there's been 3 goals in their games. And Bournemouth has seen 3 goals scored in 5 of their 6 last games. In that same span, they've also seen games that have 4 goals, 5, and 6. So both of these teams are kind of leaky in the back. They also capable of scoring. So, like I said, you could go both teams to score, but I feel a little more strongly on Leicester, Everton, both teams to score. I'll do that and just at least 2 goals total for that bet. And then one more EPL bet. I'm going to go with Chelsea over Southampton. I'm going to mix that with the Liverpool and City, both teams to score bet. Chelsea did play today in Europa. It was a little concerning that they only won 1-0 over Videoton. They had 76% of the possession. They had 27 attempts. They only won 1-0 with a 70-minute goal by Morata. So
You gotta see the lineups too.
yeah, there was Morata. They had Willian. They had Pedro.
Did Hazard play?
Hazard did not play.
Of course.
It wasn't the top lineup, but it wasn't nobody. So a little concerning. But they're playing against a Southampton team that has 1 win. The only teams they're above the table in right now are teams like Fulham, Newcastle, Cardiff, and Huddersfield. And Chelsea's been really impressive. They're right up there with City and Liverpool. Obviously, like you said, that draw with Liverpool last week, so they've proven they can go head-to-head with the best in this division. So I'm going to go with Chelsea over Southampton. And then, Liverpool and City, you've got 2 teams right up at the top, both capable of scoring lots of goals. You've got 21 goals, I believe it is, for City, 15 for Liverpool. Each have only allowed 3, but there's just so much firepower on that field, and this could be a game that decides it's really early in the season, but could go a long way to deciding who comes out on top in the end. So I'm going to hope for some goals in the game and take a plus 160 with those 2 games. So what else you got, Daniel?
We have Tottenham against Cardiff. That's an easy game. It's going to be an easy victory for Tottenham, but I'm going to play it a little bit more risky. Tottenham's going to win with a clean sheet and with at least 3 goals advantage.
Wow. So at least to win by at least 3.
3-0, at least 3-0 or more.
At least 3 goal win. All right. Wow. You are expecting a blowout.
Yeah.
No concerns with any of the injuries they have.
No.
All right.
No, Harry Kane will take care of it.
All right.
They lost to Barcelona, but come on. That was expected, right? And the last one, I'm going to go with the La Liga. We have Atletico Madrid Betis. I think Betis is going to pull up a tie. I don't know how many goals.
One of these weeks you'll get it right?
Huh?
One of these weeks you'll get it right if you just pick Betis every week.
Well, this time I'm not picking them to win. I'm picking them to pull up a tie in Madrid, in Metropolitano. Yeah, I like the way they're playing. That's it. Those are my 5 bets for the week.
All right. So I haven't had a chance to look at the rest of the major leagues, but I have taken a look at some MLS, a league I really love betting. And
I know.
It's so much fun, I find. And one of them that jumped right out at me was LAFC to win. They are one of the top teams in the league, in the West especially. They're playing plus 105, so over even money. Now, they are on the road, but they're playing the Colorado Rapids. And I can just make no case for Colorado to upset LAFC. This is a Rapids team that was long ago eliminated from playoff contention. They are the 2nd worst team in the league, and they've only scored 32 goals, which is the worst. The next lowest team has scored 39. So they're 7 goals away from the worst team, from the next lowest scoring team. The Rapids have lost 6 straight and are just a dire team. Last week's game was over early. They lost 4-0 to Seattle. They are no better at home either, losing their last 2 and being outscored 9-0. That's ridiculous. That's horrible. Just horrid. LAFC are 3rd in the West, still in contention for top spot overall. They've scored the 2nd most goals in the conference. They did lose 3-1 on the road last week in Chicago, which was unfortunate. But they came out strong. They had their scoring chances. I was watching that game right here, and they just couldn't put them in. And then Chicago got ahead, and LA could never recover. So I like LAFC just by themselves, plus 105. And then this one will be my probably the biggest paying one. I'm going to take a little bit of a chance to go New York Red Bulls and Bradley Wright Phillips. New York Red Bulls to win and Bradley Wright Phillips to score at plus 260. So they're playing on the road to San Jose. San Jose has allowed the most goals in the league with 66. They hemorrhage goals. They've lost 5 in a row, and they have been outscored 16-7 in those games. The pros is that since they fired their manager, they've been a little bit more competitive, but they keep finding ways to blow leads in games that they should have won. They could have beat Atlanta. They could have beat Houston. They blew last week a 2-0 halftime lead against the Dynamo team that had just played in the middle of the week in a championship game in the U.S. Open Cup. You'd think that team would get tired. They'd get a little let down after winning a championship. They still came back and beat San Jose. So even when San Jose gets up, they can't hold it. And they ended up losing 3-2. Now you've got a Red Bulls team that just took out Atlanta United last week. They're in a shield race. They're 1 point behind Atlanta in the overall supporters shield race. What's more impressive is that they beat Atlanta last week without Bradley Wright Phillips. He was suspended from yellow card accumulation. They're tied with Seattle for the fewest goals against with 32 in the MLS, and they have a team record of clean sheets going this season. They just beat Toronto, a team that put them out of the playoffs last season, and like I said, they beat Atlanta last week. And Bradley Wright Phillips will be fresh. He's got 19 of the team's 57 goals, so about a third of the goals. We've got a team that hemorrhages goals like it's going out of style, so I want to see the Red Bulls go on the road to San Jose, beat the Earthquakes, and BWP to get on the score sheet. Finally, one MLS parlay, Atlanta United, FC Dallas, and Sporting Kansas City and LA Galaxy to have both teams to score. That'll be a parlay of plus 178. Atlanta's off the loss, like I said, but they're the top team in the league. New England has just won once since June. They drew 1-1 earlier this year in New England, and again, they were 1-1 last year in New England, but when they played in Atlanta, Atlanta won 7-0. When you look at FC Dallas, they're the top team in the West playing the worst team in the East against Orlando. Now, Daniel, listen to this. Orlando, when's the last time you think they won a game?
2000.
I didn't prepare you for this. I want to make a point.
July. Was it July?
Well, they've won once. Sorry, I should have said how many wins have they had. They've won once in 20 games. 1 win, 3 draws, and 16 losses. If they somehow were to win this game on the road, well, I'll just accept losing. When you've won once in 20 games, I'm just going to keep riding that out until they actually decide to show up. They're an awful squad. It doesn't matter home or away. They get pumped. Sporting KC, finally, they're fighting for the top spot in the West. LA Galaxy are fighting for the top spot in the playoffs. I actually just wrote a whole article about the LA Galaxy, and LA Galaxy games have the most goals combined of any team in the league. So if you combine all the goals they score, all the goals they allow, they have the most goals in their games in the league. So I want to see both teams to score in that game. 7 of 9 head-to-head meetings have seen both teams to score. Let's go for it. Atlanta, FC Dallas, SKC, LA, both teams to score.
Nice. One of the reasons why I'm playing riskier bets this time is because my advantage is so high. I want to talk before we finish. I want to talk about something that people are forgetting. It's about Copa Libertadores.
You love yourself some Copa Libertadores.
Because this is something interesting is happening there. River Plate has just qualified to the semifinals. Boca Juniors is about to qualify. Like the first half just ended with some controversial decision. I don't know what was going on. I'm watching the game, but it's very likely that they're going to go to the other semifinal. If both teams qualify to the final, it's going to be the first time. We're talking about the worst rivalry in the world. I mean, when people talk about rivalries, they talk about Real Madrid and Barcelona. That's for babies. We're talking about River Plate, Boca Juniors. These people that hate each other. It's a #1 rivalry in soccer in the world. And they might play the final of it's the version of the Champions League in South America, and that's going to be crazy if that happens. When
would that final be?
The final will be in November, if I'm not mistaken. November.
Well, maybe we can.
I will actually tell you right away. It's going to be November 7th and November 28th. It's a dual. It's a 2 final away, home and away.
2-legged affair.
Yeah. So they actually want to change that to a single game. I think next year is going to be like Champions League, but it's been like that for forever for South America. So that's going to be crazy if those 2 teams get to the final. It's going to be like the entire world will be watching that.
And you're saying one of them is playing right now? Is that what you said?
Yeah, they are about to qualify to this other semifinal against Palmeiras, and River Plate qualified to the other semifinal against Grêmio, which is the current champion of the Champions League. So it's probably the best semifinals we've ever seen in many, many years. And if that becomes a River Plate Boca Juniors final, wow, it's going to be very interesting. Something that we'll be talking to our kids about.
Well, if that happens, we'll have to do a little chat about it. Make sure we talk about it. Yeah, actually, I see that on the Bet365 app here. Cruzeiro and Boca 0-0 at half.
But Boca Juniors won 2-0.
Okay.
In Argentina in the first game. So unless they score 2 goals in the second half, let's see.
All right, you got any big Thanksgiving plans there, buddy?
We'll just be hanging out with friends. What about you?
I'm off tomorrow, so we'll do some betting, check out maybe some Oktoberfest festivities,
Nice.
go visit the family on the weekend, watch a full day of football, and on Sunday.
Thanksgiving is the day off tomorrow or Monday? It's Monday, right?
It's Monday, but I extended it.
Okay, it's nice.
All right, well,
Awesome.
hopefully you can add to your lead, and hopefully I can catch up to you a little bit. And
Absolutely.
that's it. Thank you to everybody for watching, and I hope everybody's bets are successful. And happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.